a movie that Jamie and I enjoy watching, Yellowstone. And there's all kinds of movies like Yellowstone that have cows and horses and just different kinds of animals running around. But one thing that you'll never see in a Hollywood movie is all of the poop that your cows and horses and other animals can dirty up your pastures with. It's because in general, now hold on, don't overreact to what I'm about to tell you. But in general, people do not and will not watch movies that they sometimes can be a little bit disgusted by. And so in all of these Hollywood productions, you always have people that come by and can use AI technology and blotch all of that out. Because in fact, when you have hundreds of cows, lots of horses, you're going to have a lot of poo. All right. So in saying so, just know that we do not use AI technology here, but instead we have a different way of cleaning our pastures. Let me explain that process to you here. Hey folks, Longhorn Lester here, and I have a quiz for you. Who can remember my all-time favorite chore? All-time favorite chore around the farm? Come on. You've already forgotten. Let me remind you. 1, 2, 3, hit it! I need a harrow! I need a hero! I'm holding out for a hero to the end of the night. Look at this! He's gotta be strong and he's gotta be fast and he's gotta be fresh from the mine. I need a hero! I'm holding out. Friends, this is called the harrow, but some call it the drag. Now, I think that calling it a drag is a poor word choice because usually things that are a drag are boring, but not the harrow. This is actually a lot of fun. Now, the reason that we use the harrow or the drag is to drive around and run over all of this natural fertilizer, and we can compost it all back into our soil. That's what keeps our grass nice and fertilized. It's also what keeps our pastures nice and cleaned, especially the heavily used areas. Now, what you probably don't know is there's two sides to the harrow. One side has the little spikies pointing up. You want to use those when you want to do a smooth drag over your pastures. Now, on the contrary, if you flip it over with the spikes facing down, you can really roughen up and loosen up your soil if you need to. Now, this time of year, we already planted our ryegrass seed. We don't want to roughen up and loosen up our soil. So instead, we'll do a nice smooth drag, take all of this horse poop and just fluff it all around, spread it out smooth, and let Mother Nature break it back down. You ready? This is a lot of fun. I can show you the differences between an area that's already had the drag run over it compared to areas that have not. So as you can see, Mother Nature over time can be able to decompose and break all of this down easy enough. But look how much easier it can be once you run over it with your harrow or your drag. You're doing a whole lot of work for Mother Nature, make her life a whole lot easier and keep your pastures a whole lot cleaner. What you'll notice is that your harrow will also end up picking up pieces of things that you don't need in your pastures. In particular, hay netting, hay string. Gone, 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 gone. Oh, here we go. Get a lot, get a lot. All gone. How about that, huh? How about that? They don't like what I do. They hate when I do this because they like to create messes for me. Sorry, but I'm doing it for your own good. Nobody wants to live amongst all the filth. Do you? No, I didn't think so. So that's all the stuff that we've picked up over our smaller horse pasture with one drag. Guys, just imagine how much stuff gets across the pastures through the course of an entire season of keeping out hay and other stuff. All right, so in case you're wondering why I don't bring that drag or the harrow out back, well, that's pretty simple. For the most part, our chickens are running around this part of the barn, all around where you see the hay and stuff. And guys, they're doing the exact same job as that harrow does. Chickens will naturally come by and they'll scratch into stuff. And in doing so, they'll actually break it down and help it compost into the soil a lot faster than when they don't. Now, the fact that we have 25 acres out across here, most of which is covered in nice green grass, hides a whole lot. So we do not drive that harrow across the entirety of the 50 acres and do that. You don't really have to. Mostly, you have to keep it cleaned up around the areas where the cows congregate and especially where they eat. So along the feed buggies over here is where we'll sometimes have to come by with the drag. My hope is that eventually the chickens, as they get bigger, will begin to wander out even further, and I'll be able to do less and less dragging. As of now, yes, it can get a little bit sloppy at times, but like I said, by the fact that we planted our ryegrass seed, I don't really want to come disturb the soil a whole lot. If you do that, you'll end up pulling up those ryegrass seedlings as they're starting to sprout out. So it's going to get a little bit sloppy for a while, and in no time though, it'll all be covered up nice and green and pretty again.
Don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
Yeah, something like that.